Sup peeps. My matcha is like, can you hear that? I steamed my matcha milk, and it's popping and crackling over here. So today I wanted to do like beautiful, flawless winter glam. I'm kind of gonna be pulling some inspo from the crying look. I don't know why I'm quoting or using quotations or whatever this is. The crying eyes / like cold. I'm gonna kind of combine them a little bit for just like a super cute, beautiful, flawless base. I don't know, whatever. Winter glam, essentially. Okay, but real quick, big shout out to Makeup Forever. I'm gonna be partnering with them today to talk to you about their HD Skin Foundation. Okay, flawlessness is what we're going for. But before we get into foundation, we got some other stuff to do. So I'm gonna zoom you in. We're gonna start off with our face today. Do you like when I say like our face? Our communal face. This is our communal face. I'm here for you. Okay, so to prep my skin first, I'm gonna go in with the Makeup Forever Hydra Boost Step 1 Primer. You've heard me talk about their primers like at least a few times. In fact, people often ask me for like a good color correcting primer, especially for, I think they have like a few different shades, but especially for olive skin. This is their green one and it's great. It's the one that I literally have 2 other ones. I don't know why I have 2 other ones that I always use if I need to color correct a foundation. So just saying. All right, so I'm gonna put a little bit out on my fingers. My thing is always hydration. Always hydration. I took a little break from my tretinoin because I think I was just like using it too much when I was using it. And my skin started to kind of like get a little flaky, especially around my nose. So I wanna make sure I'm focusing on that area. I took a little break from it, so it should be okay, but I wanna make sure that you're hydrated, you know? What I like in particular about this primer is that it makes your skin nice and hydrated without looking like shiny or too reflective. So if that's something that you're worried about, it's a good option. So I like to start off by color correcting under my eyes before I go with a foundation. So I'm gonna use my LA Girl Pro Conceal just to lighten up this darkness a little bit, warm it up so my concealer doesn't look gray. I feel like my dark circles are getting a little bit better. I've been off sugar for a little bit, but you know, process. Added sugar, just for anyone who didn't see that video. There's a distinction. Not taking it all the way up so that I don't have to worry about creases directly underneath my eyes. I'm also gonna be putting eyeshadow there. What's super nice about this foundation is that it sort of like melts into your skin. It's very undetectable. So if you have a hard time with makeup ending up looking cakey or heavy, this really does not do that. I'm gonna be customizing my shade for winter. I'm going to be mixing these 2 shades. I've got one Y04 and then one N00. Wintertime, right in the middle of these. So I'm just gonna put like a pump of each on the back of my hand. Mix those up. I don't know what it is about makeup. This is also with the primers, but Makeup Forever skin products smell so nice. I don't know what that is. It's not like perfumey, it's not like fragrancy. It just smells like clean, like water. Like if you were gonna make a water fragrance, that's what it smells like. All right, I'm going to pat this on my skin, just like what's left over from mixing little bits. And then I'm gonna go in with the 109 wavy brush. Look at this. Super helpful since I just got freshly bleached. I'm gonna pick up just a teeny bit because I've already got a little bit on my face and start working this into my skin. So what's super nice about this foundation is that it's relatively lightweight, melts into your skin. It covers up anything that you're like trying to cover. So if you have redness or if you have texture, it's gonna help to cover and blur imperfections without being heavy or being noticeable on the skin. So it has a very true to skin finish. So as I like work it into my skin, you really can't detect it. Like it doesn't look like I'm wearing some like heavy foundation. Just kind of like blends seamlessly in with your actual skin. And it's long lasting. It's meant to last for 24 hours. I don't necessarily suggest you wear your makeup for 24 hours, but you know, sometimes you have long days. Okay, so before we move on to concealer, really quick, this is the finished result. So beautiful, just like looks like my skin, looks super healthy, covered the little imperfections that I had. Like I've got some stuff around my temples that I wanted to get rid of, redness on my chin, redness around my nose. Pretty much got rid of all of that stuff without looking heavy or cakey. It also comes in 40 shades, so you should be able to find your shade. I like having these two because if I'm feeling like I got a little bit more sun, which like, let's be real, I'm kind of a vampire, I'll use a little bit more of 1Y04. This way I can kind of like customize my color for what I need. All right, so if you're interested in any of the Makeup Forever products that I mentioned, obviously I always link everything down below. All the info will be down there, but I highly recommend if you're looking for a new foundation. Let's move on to concealer. So I'm gonna go in with a little bit of the Tarte Ultra Creamy Concealer to start off. Oh, that was way too much. Blend that out with the top of my Elsie sponge. So just a little bit of brightening. I think the key, so my focus for this look is really gonna be like clean, flawless skin. And then the cold and like crying is going to come when we do the eyes and the blush, pretty much. This was in the shade Light Sand, by the way. I don't know if I mentioned that. I'm gonna go in with the Maneater Tarte Blush and Glow. This is in the shade Pink. So I'm gonna like pop it here, here on my nose, and then I'm gonna kind of like bring it right there. So I want to do this as kind of like our first layer. All right, now I'm gonna go in with my Fenty Matchstick in Amber. I'm gonna do my usual contour routine, so I might go through this a little bit quick just because the amount of contour content that you guys have seen from me recently. Probably so sick of it. I'm doing my contour after that little blush situation so that I can kind of like refine after the like initial color placement. People always ask me what this brush is and I always forget to tell you. It's the Sigma High Cheekbone Highlighter brush. It's for like a cream highlighter, but I always use it for my contour and bronzer. So since I didn't use a sponge, I'm going back in with my brush just to make sure that everything is blended. I'm actually just gonna use a little bit of that on my forehead. I don't think I'm gonna go in with a bronzer because I want the blush to be the situation. I just need something on my forehead. Julep eyeshadow stick on the chin. Dos chins. I'm gonna do a little bit of contour reinforcing with my Wayne Goss Radiance Boosting Face Palette. All right, now I'm gonna use the NARS Afterglow palette. It's a blush palette that has, I guess, some highlighter as well, or blush toppers maybe. I'm gonna use this shade in the middle, and I'm applying that with my Sigma Samantha, I think it's a contour brush, yeah. So I'm gonna start here and slowly bring it in a little bit. I'm gonna go straight on top of my nose, especially at the tip. So for the eyes, I'm gonna be using the new Makeup by Mario Ethereal Eyes palette. Actually created a look using this recently and people loved it. I loved it. I wore it to dinner and it was amazing. I'm gonna start off with, what did I start with? Actually, oh, I should probably prime my eyes first. I'm gonna use the Urban Decay Primer Potion. So I'm actually going to start off using my Rephr 14 brush. I'm gonna pick up this pretty pink color right here, pretty pink peach color. And I'm gonna work that just above the crease and then swooping, oh. Can you focus on my face? Is it my earrings? What are you doing? Why are you doing this? I'm gonna focus that above the crease and then sweep it out a little bit. This whole look is actually like very quick when I'm not explaining it. It's like a go-to placement, go-to color, all very flattering. I'm gonna grab my Rephr 28 brush and I'm gonna drag a little bit of that on my lower lash line, kind of like, I don't know, midway. I just want something to ground everything right now. I guess you could call it our transition shade, kind of. Then I'm gonna use a smaller brush. This is the Wayne Goss number 20 brush, but it's very similar to a Refer brush. It's just dirty right now. And then I'm gonna pick up this guy, this like pretty taupe color. You could use your contour color, your bronzer color as well. I got the palette, I might as well use it. Plus it's a little darker. And I'm going to focus this just a little bit more concentrated. So I'm not gonna blow it out as much, but essentially in the same area. It's so annoying, I have like a bald patch over here now. I know some of you have complained about that too, where there's like a certain area where your eyeshadow just won't stick. And I have developed an area where it just like gets thick and then patchy right there. Always. Super annoying. I feel like it just gets worse if I try to blend. Grabbing my 28 brush again, and I'm gonna grab that taupe, and I'm going to focus it on the outer corner of the lower lash line. Kind of just like swinging everything out in the direction of my temple. And then I'm just refining this area with that brush, kind of like bringing it back to the inner corner of the lid. Ow, stopped myself. Grabbing my 14 brush again, I'm going to pick up that pink and taupe. I'm gonna mix them. And then I'm just going to buff on the outer and inner part of the lid. And I just wanna make sure that I'm connecting it to the crease so there aren't like huge gaps or anything. Okay, now for that center part that is like untouched, I'm going to pick up this color right here, which is like, it's basically a topper shade. Seeing it in the pan just doesn't do it justice. Like, just wait until we put it on the lid. I'm just gonna pick that up with my ring finger, and I'm gonna pat that in the center, focusing it in the center of the lid, and then I'm just gonna kind of like make sure I'm connecting it to the crease a little bit, and then patting into the shadows that I put on the inner and outer part, but I wanna keep it like pretty centered. So then just kind of painting it on, especially right in the center of the lid. All right, Refer 26 brush, this little guy, I'm gonna pick up that same shadow. And now I'm gonna basically repeat that process in the center of my lower lash line, so right here. Keeping it in the center, just lightly tapping in and out. All right, I'm gonna do my favorite little like powder wing. I'm gonna use the black from the Hindash palette, Fatum, but use any black shadow that you want. And then my brush is also by Sigma. It's the Dream eyeliner brush. It's just like this little guy. Looking straight forward into a mirror. I'm gonna follow my natural kind of like lash line out. This is the problem side because I see how the crease hits the wing. Difficult to manage. I'm just gonna connect that with my lash line, kind of thickening up the outer part, but I'm not gonna line my like whole lash line, just that outer part. And then on the lower lash line, I'm just drawing in some individual lower lashes. Not even really, but just like, can you see that little bit right there? It doesn't look like much, but it makes a difference. All right, I'm gonna do my highlighter before I finish off the eyes. So I'm going to use the Light Lock powder by About Face in Smother, which is this like icy lilac shade. And you can like, it can be really intense if you build it up, but I'm gonna kind of like sheer it out. So I'm gonna dust this on the tops of my cheekbones, on my brow bone, just a little on the tip of my nose. Cupid's bow, and then my inner corner. I'm gonna kind of like bring it down just ever so slightly into my under eye. I'm gonna use my Paris soap to set my brows, like always. While I'm waiting for that to set, I'm gonna curl my lashes, Refer Lash Curler. I've been curling my lashes like, and on no makeup days and like not applying mascara, like just curling my lashes. Yesterday I did it and it like, they stayed up quite a bit and it was kind of amazing, just saying. And then obviously Clio mascara, super proof. I'm gonna use the volume and curling one today. I'm using Tower 28 on my lower lashes, and I'm just applying like the lightest coat possible with like a little bit of an emphasis on the outer. I just feel like if they're too heavy, they'll kind of like pull away from this pretty like tears situation that we got going on at the bottom. Okay, brows real quick. Anastasia Brow Duo, Ash Brown. And then I'm gonna fill in the gaps with the Melt Perfectionist Brow Pen. All right, for lips, I'm gonna start off with Makeup Forever Endless Cacao lip liner. I'm gonna soften that line a little bit using my Refro 03 brush. I'm gonna finish off with Ripe from Auric. All right, guys, this is the finished look. I hope you like it. I like it. I love this like shimmery eye. This works really well for holiday parties as well. Like, it's kind of a take. It's inspired by the I'm cold / I'm crying makeup looks that have been out there, pulling like just the absolute best parts of them, in my opinion, and putting them all together. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this makeup tutorial. Let me know if you recreate it. And don't forget to check out Makeup Forever, any of the products linked down below. Highly recommend. Let me know what you want to see next. All the things. I'm gonna go. Bye.